It was the biggest protest in Malaysia in a decade. Tear gas and liquid chemicals were used to subdue the crowd. But according to most of Malaysia's domestic media, barely anything happened at all. It was Saturday the 10th of November. Police had been taking up positions all morning around Merdeka Square, the site where Malaysia's independence was declared half a century ago. Up to 40,000 protesters were expected to gather, demanding electoral reforms. The rally was organised by dozens of non-governmental organisations and backed by opposition groups from the parliament, among them the People's Justice Party, spearheaded by the former Deputy Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim.
And I think it's a good signal that Malaysians want freedom and democracy and want free and fair elections. And clearly Prime Minister Abdullah Badawi and the Cabinet are complicit to this crime of cheating Malaysians from having fair and free elections.
But many of those joining the rally were not Anwar's supporters. Indeed, some even thought he had hijacked the reform issue. Thousands waited at the National Mosque, and few could get anywhere near Merdeka Square because of the heavy police presence. Public gatherings of more than 5 people require a permit in Malaysia, and this protest had been declared illegal. The authorities said it would create traffic hassles and jeopardize public security. By 2 p.m, as people gathered around Masjid Jamek, one of Malaysia's most historic mosques, a confrontation with police quickly developed. Police trucks tried to scatter the crowd, but that failed, and they quickly turned to water cannons, spraying a painful chemical liquid. The police have just sprayed chemicals on the entire crowd. This was, until a few moments ago, an entirely peaceful protest, but they've just come along and sprayed chemicals into the faces of hundreds and hundreds of protesters. Many ran into the mosque seeking refuge and screaming slogans. Few were deterred, and the crowd emerged once again to take on the police and the chemical sprays. Under the rail tracks, a water pipe had burst, and dozens washed the chemicals from their skin.
Do you think the people are afraid of their authorities? They are not afraid.
But the police had another weapon. Tear gas was fired this time, sending the crowd running. Most fled eventually. The sting of the chemicals was too much for many to bear. While the rally continued, the information minister came on Al Jazeera and denied a crackdown was happening.
You come here, you want to project us like undemocratic country. This is a democratic country.
No. So why can't people protest then if it's a democratic country?
They protest. We are allowing protest. And they have demonstrated. But we are trying to disperse them.
Elsewhere, the rally remained peaceful and thousands marched on the Sultan's palace. It was there a petition was handed over demanding Malaysia's democratic systems be cleaned up ahead of elections, which could be held as early as next year. Malaysia presents itself as a modern democracy, but those values are being put to the test by this new spirit of public action.
Joining me in the studio to talk about